The following is a presentation of the Vol Network. Closed captioning provided by the University of Tennessee full-time MBA program. Learn, transform, lead. It all starts here. This is Tennessee football and the beginning of the Butch Jones era.
I want the whole city of Knoxville to know that it's football time in Tennessee.
For the next 60 minutes, you're tuned to the Vol Network, documenting the most storied program in college football. Welcome to the Butch Jones Show, hosted by Tennessee head football coach Butch Jones and the Vol Network's Bob Kessling. Brought to you by the one bank that backs the Big Orange like no other, First Tennessee, the official bank of the Vols. By your local Ford dealer. Go further on a Tennessee Saturday. Visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsors of UT football. By Dish, proud to be an official sponsor of the Big Orange. Catch the Vols on Dish. And by Farm Bureau Insurance. With agents in more communities than any other insurer, Tennessee turns to Farm Bureau Insurance, the official insurance of the Vols. Now, the Butch Jones Show.
You know, in our football program and here at Tennessee, it's very special to be a senior. And, you know, you only get an opportunity one time in your life to be a senior. They've done anything and everything that we've asked of them, and they've been through a lot.
Today is a special day for 28 members of the football team as they run through the team for the very last time.
Football is unlike any other sport in the world.
Number 97, Daniel Hood. Right tackle, number 70, Jawan James. Running back, number 20, Rajon Neal.
When you're done playing football, you're done playing football. So you only have so many snaps left in you, and you need to take advantage of those snaps, and you need to enjoy your time because it is the hourglass turned over.
It was senior night at Neyland Stadium. Tennessee going up against Vanderbilt, the final home game of the regular season. An emotional night. Your first senior night, seeing those seniors run through the tee, I know it was emotional for you as well.
Well, emotional because of this senior class and what they meant as we continue to move forward in this football program. And these are 28 young individuals, young adults that have been through a lot. They've experienced a lot. They've experienced the highs, the lows, and the in-betweens of college football. But they've been extremely resilient. They have persevered, and they've done anything and everything that we've asked of them.
When they came through the tunnel, you saw them, you shook their hands, you can see it in their face, what it means and the emotion. And this is that last time they're going to put on that jersey at home.
Well, it always means something, and you'll always remember that. And we always talk about leaving Tennessee with an affinity for the University of Tennessee.
Now the football game comes along, and again, it's a typical SEC hard-knocking game that goes down to the last few seconds.
Well, it's everything we've talked about, you know, inches. You know, it's a game of inches, and a game comes down to 4 to 6 plays that can mean the difference between winning and losing, and you never know when those 4 to 6 plays are going to materialize throughout the course of the football game. And, you know, we came up a play short, and you can go back. You know, I thought the 3rd and 1 at the end of the game, you know, we have to be able to get that 1 yard, you know, and then we take 7 points off the board. You can't do that. And then, you know, we have to learn how to close the game out. We didn't close the game out. And, you know, it's very disappointing. Some great, valuable teaching lessons and moments as we continue to move forward. Obviously, you'd like to have those in a victory. But, again, this is a game that we'll point to for a long, long period of time in our football program.
Over 95,000 at Neyland Stadium for senior night again. Tennessee in the top 5 in attendance. So the fans were there. The Vol Walk was great. A lot of enthusiasm for your football program still going forward.
Well, our fans are outstanding, and they're extremely loyal. And right now, you know, we're going through some hard times of building this football program. But you know what? I know our football fans and our great fan base see what's going on, and we all want to win right now, and we'll win. But we're going through those things of building the foundation, but they've been there for us. And there's a reason why we're recruiting well right now, and that's a direct correlation to our great fan base.
Tennessee and Vanderbilt on a Saturday night at Neyland Stadium. We'll show you highlights next here on the Butch Jones Show.
Our Adidas Ball Scholar of the Week is Brian Randolph. The redshirt sophomore defensive back from Marietta, Georgia, majors in management and is a member of the SEC Academic Honor Roll.
I just always felt the business field would be interesting to me. Also, my mom and my dad had backgrounds in it. My mom had a minor in it. My dad majored in business at Mississippi State. So I just always thought it'd be a good thing and a good path for me to follow. From all the different things you could do with business, once you get out of here, there's a big field for business. It gives a lot of opportunities for me.
Brian sought guidance from his parents to pick a challenging major.
I have to say right now, I'd probably try to follow a career back in Atlanta where I'm from. My dad's in my mom's in pharmaceutical sales and stuff like that, and I'd like to try to get into that.
Congratulations to Brian Randolph, our Adidas Ball Scholar of the Week.
Tennessee and Vanderbilt, one of the longest rivalries of the SEC, renewed on Saturday night at Neyland Stadium. Coach, talk a little bit about what you thought some of the keys to the game going into it were.
Well, field position was going to be critical, and we had to generate turnovers, which we were able to do. And I thought the storyline in the first half is we weren't able to cash in on the turnovers generated by our defense. I thought our defense was opportunistic all night. I thought they flew around. I thought what they played with a high level of physicality to them, but we didn't take advantage of the turnovers that they gave us.
Brisk wind, was that a part of the field conditions last night as well?
It was. It was field conditions. There was a swirling wind, so it was really hard to gauge in the kicking game.
So we'll pick up highlights from Tennessee and Vanderbilt Saturday night at Neyland Stadium. And again, 97,000 fans on hand. We pick up action in the first quarter.
Well, this is an interception by Brian Randolph. And what you'll see coming up is, we're in a Tampa 2 coverage scheme, and everything is about rerouting the wide receivers. And we did a great job in the back end of our defense of really getting the reroutes and not opening up the throwing lanes. There's nowhere to throw the football. And then Brian does a great job of securing the catch and then coming and making some yardage after that. And you'll see a big hit by A.J. Johnson as well.
And it was really one block away from taking it all the way, but Tennessee could not get into the end zone, so Michael Pilardi goes for a field goal.
Just mishit it, Bob. And, we spoke about cashing in on points, and that's a great illustration. But next play, Jacquez Smith really disrupts the football play here in the timing of the handoff. Then A.J. Johnson does a great job of recovering the ball. But you can see here, Jacquez Smith with the inside penetration disrupts it, and then we get on the football.
One of 3 fumbles that Tennessee forced in this game.
Again, opportunistic, and it's all about turning those into points.
Vanderbilt has the lead at this point by a score of 7-0, but Tennessee on the drive, and the handoff goes to Pig Howard.
Well, this was made all possible by Marlon Lane. He does a great job of getting Alton to the perimeter, and then again, here's a dual screen, and Marlon's got to hit it now and burst, but we're moving the chains, and this is a really good drive for us. Josh, again, on the zone read, gets us a valuable first down to run it out, and then, again, gets us in scoring position, and then Rajon Neal finishes off with here a touchdown and good point of attack blocking. And Jacob Carter does a great job in man coverage of running his defender off.
First play of the second quarter, and Tennessee ties it up on Rajon Neal's touchdown run. He won over 2,000 yards for his career in this game, so it's 7-7.
Again, being opportunistic here and playing to the echo of the whistle, the 63 mentality, keep running to the football. Brian Randolph does a great job. We always talk about biting the ball, putting your helmet on the football, especially when it's cold. And you can see right here, he forces the fumble, and Dontavis Sapp is there to pick it up after a very, very long one of many replays. But great job of being opportunistic here and finishing the play.
So that stops the Vanderbilt scoring opportunity, sends the game to halftime, tied at 7-all. Let's pick up action in the third quarter now, Coach.
Well, again, Devin gets us a lift here. We get the ball out to the 30-yard line, and so we have good field position to start the second half here.
Young forced out of bounds, and that set up Tennessee's run game again with Rajon Neal.
Again, big 3rd and 3, first down for Rajon. I thought he played exceptionally hard here. We go on a a hard count, and we actually get 2 penalties. We get a pass interference call, but also a roughing the passer as well.
Tennessee takes the pass interference, and that sets up a 3rd down for Josh Dobbs.
Again, here's Josh, and another big 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 play. Makes a great play with his legs, and he works his escape technique. And then a good thing to see is he gets the ball north and south. Would have liked to seen him get the ball a little bit more north there, but does a great job and gets the 1st down.
Sets up another Michael Pilardi field goal attempt.
Didn't call bank on this, but we'll take it. So hits the left upright and goes in.
So Tennessee has the lead, 10-7. Vanderbilt gets the ball back and another turnover.
Again, another critical 3rd down stop, and this is a great illustration, even right here with Jacquez Smith, even after the whistle had blown, to continue to play the play. And Devon Swafford does a tremendous job of what we call starting the lawnmower, and the ball does come out. And if Jock would not have picked that football up, it would have remained Vanderbilt's ball at that point in time.
So now Vanderbilt gets the ball back, and Tennessee trying to keep them pinned down deep.
I thought until the last series, we really did a good job of containing, Jordan Matthews. And then here, Marlon Wall steps up and makes a big tackle for lost play here. Again, inside spike move by Jacquez Smith made that happen as well.
Tennessee still leads 10-7. You had the feeling if you just get another score, the game might be over.
Felt we needed 7 points here to really finish the game off the way our defense was playing. Here's another perimeter screen. Good 1st down here. Again, Rajon Neal is really running well behind his pads.
So this is the same drive, and this is one of the big plays of the game.
Yeah, I thought this is one of the, the 4 to 6 plays that mean the difference between winning and losing. And, it's a judgment. Alton has to do a better job of just now shield the guy. Don't block him. Just stand there like a basketball pick, and nothing happens. And here you say, why did we go for, the fake? Well, they had rushed the outside guy in the previous kick, and they do a good job of dropping it off. But, with the wind elements, it was a swirling wind. And I just felt we needed 7-3 really wasn't going to do us much good at that point in time.
Tennessee had pinned Vanderbilt back to the 8-yard line. This is the final drive and one of the key plays as well. 4th and 1. Initially, they ruled he was short. Then it was reviewed, and they gave him the 1st down.
Oh, I think this whole series of events, these sequence events, define sudden change. And, you go from getting in victory formation. Now we have to answer sudden change, and we lose contain on the quarterback, and then they go in. But I thought we did a great job with under 30 seconds of really getting the ball in position to have an opportunity to win the football game.
That's to Pig Howard. That gives Tennessee a shot to throw it in the end zone on the final play of the game.
Again, just give us an opportunity to go up and make a play, and we did that, and we didn't come down with the football.
And so the ball falls incomplete, and Vanderbilt gets out with a 14-10 victory over Tennessee. Very gut-wrenching loss, because you had so many opportunities to win the football game.
Well, so many opportunities, and I point back, which wasn't on the highlights, is when you have 3rd and 1, that's an opportunity to finish the drive, to finish the game off. And, you get a 2-yard loss, now you're pooch kicking as opposed to working the clock. And, those are all learning lessons for our football team as we continue to progress and move forward.
We had mentioned it during the highlights, but Marquez North went out in the 1st quarter with an ankle. A.J. Branisell did not dress for the game, one of your tight ends. So offensively, your receiving core was very limited throughout most of the game.
Well, very limited. And, Marquez North is our one-speed individual. He brings another element. And when he went down in the 1st quarter, that really hurt us in terms of double moves and deep balls. And obviously, A.J. Branisell is unfortunate. He blew his knee out in practice on Wednesday, just making a cut. And so he'll go and he'll have surgery next week.
Could North be back next week for Kentucky? Yet.
Yes, we had x-rays and they were negative, so it'll see how his body progresses throughout the course of the week.
So Tennessee and Vanderbilt, and again, the final goes to the Commodores. We come back, a feature on Rajon Neal here on the Butch Jones Show.
Fakes to his tailback, back to throw, winds up, fires down the middle. That pass intercepted at the Tennessee 35-yard line. Back to midfield is Brian Randolph. Randolph running at the 30, now down at the 25-yard line and tripped up.
The Butch Jones Show is being brought to you by Verizon, America's largest 4G LTE network and official wireless provider of Tennessee Athletics. By UT Medical Center, Tennessee's hospital. UT Medical Center, wisdom for your life.
By the natural gas utilities and pipeline companies in Tennessee.
Natural gas.
And by Food City, value every day. It's time to go inside the orange. Brought to you by the Peyton Manning Collection on DVD. Available at participating Walgreens and Cracker Barreled Old Country Store locations or online at volnetwork.tv.
After wearing many hats during his Tennessee career, senior Rajon Neal has settled in as a powerful runner.
And he hands off to his tailback, Rajon Neal picking his way, fighting hard, stays on his feet to the 10, down the sideline, to the checkerboards. Touchdown, Tennessee. What a run by Rajon.
I think, honestly, just not going down. Make people miss, get as many yards as I can, get more than what the players block for. Get those guys up front, man, a reason to get excited.
That was 18 yards. 4 or 5 different guys had a chance to get him. 2 of them hit him hard. He just kept plowing and kept plowing. There must be some magic when you come back and play in Neyland.
He's that guy to get the ball, you know, see a crease and hit it with speed and power, you know, and just that guy to try to get more yards than what the offensive lineman give him. Just watching him fight for extra yards and doing the hand tap and just coming out running with passion after scoring his touchdown, it just got the whole sideline juiced up.
With a focused demeanor, Neal is a calming force in the huddle.
He don't let his emotions always take over. He's always been laid back, you know, and just coming on the sideline, if he did a play wrong, you never notice because he keep that same demeanor when he do the play right.
He's extremely calm, which is great, especially when things start going crazy out there. It's always great to look at him and see how calm he is.
Well, he changed a whole nother side of him once he get the ball, you know, because we coach we get the ball and we talk to make that one person miss, you know, and what we do in the second level is all us. And so I guess once he get it, he run it like it's the last time he's gonna touch the ball.
Rajon Neal, Tennessee running back.
Worley, toss sweep near side. They're going to get it to the 35, to the 40. Rajon Neal to midfield, into Georgia territory at the 30, taken out of bounds.
I can say just truly learned the Tennessee way, man, of just enjoying it, man, just being around the guys and, you know, enjoying the tradition and just what all comes with being a ball. I've learned the true love of the game, just staying with it through the thick and the thin. When you see all the people yelling, the fans, the band starting to part, you're like, wow, not too many people gonna be able to say they ran through this. I want to be remembered. I want to be put in that bulk of greatness, you know. When guys come back and talk about the running backs that played here, that played in the big games, you know, I want to be mentioned. I want to be remembered.
For the Butch Jones Show, I'm Rick Russo.
Rajon has had a very solid career. He's been in the top 15 all-time in Tennessee rushing, so he's put some numbers up on the board for you.
Well, he's a great illustration of a senior, and we have really challenged him. We challenged him to change his running style. We challenged his toughness, his durability, the way he ran the football, and he's responded. And I can't say enough about Rajon Neal. And when he comes back, he's going to have everyone's respect. And I think Robert Gillespie has done a tremendous job of really mentoring him and teaching him the fine details of what it takes to play running back, not just being a rusher or a runner, but being a running back, taking pride in pass protection, in your route technique. And Rajon's done a great job, and I believe he needs 10 yards to go over the 1,000-yard mark next week. And, you know, I've really enjoyed coaching him.
Already over 2,000 yards in his Tennessee career. He did that against Vanderbilt. So Rajon Neal, one of the solid players of this Tennessee football team. What's going on in social media? Here's Sarah Mitchell.
Smoky Gray made its second appearance in Neyland Stadium this season. Once again, the Vol faithful did not disappoint with Vol Football Media Mash. Let's jump right in with some posts showing off Smoky Gray. Thanks to Andy Jeffers for posting this photo that captures how creative some students got with painting the rock. And there is no mistaking the fact that Joshua Rogers is a Vol fan. Check out this Power Tee decked out truck. Travis Dean posted this picture of his friends who were ready for a Saturday night in Neyland. Senior Daniel Hood shares one last photo of the players remaining from the class of '09. Even though you completed your eligibility, you'll always be Vols for life. And UT student Sarah Strong poses with her friends wearing each of our team colors: orange, white, and smoky gray. Friday morning, our legendary Lady Vol basketball coach was honored at the Pat Summit Plaza dedication ceremony. It was great to have former head coach Philip Fulmer and head coach Butch Jones in attendance. Only one game remains next week as Tennessee travels to Kentucky. Keep posting everything you love about the Big Orange and tag me at SarahUTK, and maybe we'll choose yours for next week's show. Don't go away, the Butch Jones Show will be right back.
Nutrition is important, and no matter where you are, you can learn about it. If you're not on the cutting edge, then you're just sitting on the sidelines. So let's not sit on the sidelines. Let's be on the cutting edge of everything. Let's do nutrition. My name is Allison Mauer. I'm the sports nutritionist at the University of Tennessee.
Somebody here should be warming up.
After workouts, after practices, our bodies are depleted. So nutrition is absolutely necessary to put everything all back together again. Food is a life skill. So for those young athletes coming in, just teaching them about food and the basics of what they need to know helps them throughout the rest of their life. When they're done with their sport, they don't have to lift weights ever again if they don't want to, but they have to eat. So food is a really important life skill that they need. Tennessee has so many great things that make us different from others. All the different supplements that are provided, all the different foods that are provided, that all is done by the hands of not just myself, but my entire staff. And we're able to reach out and meet very specific needs of individual athletes because everybody knows what needs to be done for specific people. And that's very rare and something very unique to the University of Tennessee. No, don't beat me to the door! Eating on the strip restaurants. The relationship is probably the most important component because once I develop that relationship, I develop trust. And if they trust me, then they'll listen to me. I don't know any other university that has that.
You talk every single day to your team about the things it takes to be a champion, and one of those things is what you put in your body.
Championship habits, and in today's world, you know, everything is magnified in terms of the recovery. And so, you know, Allison does a tremendous job of really teaching our players what they need to be putting in their bodies and replacing calories. And this past week, we had a company come in that actually hooked heart monitors up to our players. And it's a great resource for us. It builds accountability because now we're able to measure scientifically their effort level, if they're in shape, even if they're getting sick, if they're getting enough sleep, hydration, and then we monitor their calories. We have some individuals that burn upwards to 4,000 calories in practice, and that's just in practice. So now you accumulate that over the course of a week. And so again, having Allison there to really provide that guidance and that leadership from the nutritional end is a big resource for us.
When we come back, we'll ask the coach here on the Butch Jones Show.
Time out to check the stats. Brought to you by Dish.
Press the kicking game. Here is where the breaks are made. One kicker from Bogota, Colombia, supplied the Volunteers with plenty of those breaks. Check the stats. Fouad Reveiz tops multiple kicking categories in Tennessee's record book and still holds the record he set in 1982 for the longest field goal in Tennessee history.
The kick by Reveiz is in the air. Is that kick good? Good! From 60 yards.
Check the stats. Only from Dish do you get the Hopper Whole Home HD DVR. Learn more at dishballs.com. Catch the balls on Dish, official sponsor of the Big Orange.
It's time now for Ask the Coach, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Currently serving Vol fans with 7 Tennessee locations and online 24/7 at academy.com.
First, the questions from Michael Davis. Coach, talks about yardage in the red zone and sometimes settling for field goals. I know that's been disappointing.
Well, it is, and we always talk about in winning football, you know, you have to score touchdowns in the red zones, and everything is magnified in the red zone. The game becomes condensed, the field becomes condensed, the throwing windows become condensed, so you have to be perfect. And football still comes down to one-on-one matchups, and all it takes is one individual to get beat or not do their job, and you can have a negative yardage football play, and that's something that we stress all the time, especially when we run the football. You can have no negative yardage football plays.
Next question comes from Max Jeffries, and it talks about, obviously, how do you get your team back up and get ready for Kentucky this week?
Well, I think it's a consistency in your approach. You know, we have another opportunity to represent the University of Tennessee, and we talk about character, and we talk about competitive character. And if you're a competitor, you want to finish on a win, get us some momentum going into the offseason. But as a senior, you get another chance to have senior night. It truly is your final time of wearing that orange tee and what it stands for. So, you know, you play upon the competitive culture of everyone, but it's another opportunity. When you represent Tennessee, it means everything.
Thanksgiving this week, how do you handle your team during this holiday week?
Well, we'll have a regular practice on Wednesday at the same exact time frame, and then Thursday we'll practice a little bit earlier, and then we'll allow our players to go home for Thanksgiving, the locals, and then a lot of players will be over at my house and the other assistant coaches for Thanksgiving, and then some of our local players will entertain as well. And there is a lot of things to be grateful and thankful for.
Indeed, I think that's one. Thursday is a very special day. No matter what goes on, ups and downs, we still have our family and things to be thankful for. And you've got the Tennessee football family with you too.
Well, we do. And it's all about developing these players and recruiting as well, recruiting out of this and continue to recruit, and develop the players. And we have to beat Kentucky, finish on a high note, and then the next day we're getting to work on the next year.
Coach, hope you and your family and your Tennessee football team has a great Thanksgiving. Good luck against Kentucky.
Thank you. Same to you, Bob.
Coach Butch Jones. We'll continue with more on the show in just a moment.
Time now for the Tennessee Top 5, brought to you by Hyundai.
Quarterback draw. Robinette goes straight up the middle. I think he's short of the first down. They're saying the ball might have popped free. Another Vanderbilt turnover gives the ball back. This one at the 16-yard line. Carter Samuels fakes a pass, gives it off to the tailback, and a fumble. It's fumbled by Vanderbilt, and Tennessee has come up with a loose ball. Dobbs gets the snap, hands it off to his tailback, and he's going to dance into the checkerboards. Touchdown, Rajon Neal from 5 yards out. Carter Samuels gets the snap, back to throw. Looks, fires up in the middle, wide open down at the 15-yard line to the 5 and down to the 3-yard line, and a fumble. Tennessee has recovered it at the 2-yard line. Fakes to his tailback, back to throw, winds up, fires down the middle. That pass intercepted at the Tennessee 35-yard line. Back to midfield is Brian Randolph. Randolph running at the 30, now down at the 25-yard line and tripped up. Big play by Brian Randolph on the overthrow by Carter Samuels.
When our players come to the University of Tennessee, they're going to leave with a meaningful degree. And everything is about a track record. If you look at this coaching staff, we've always had the highest GPA in our conference. Live life the right way, you get what you deserve. It's a standard, it's an expectation that's embedded in who we are here at the University of Tennessee. Just show me how great you want to be. And it's all about being a student athlete. And before you can win on the field, you have to win off the field, and that starts in the classroom.
Hey guys, welcome to the Thornton Academic Center. I'm Justin Worley.
And my name is Jacques Smith.
Well, the Thornton Center is a tremendous resource within our football program.
We're here today to take you on a little tour around this great facility we have. Let's go.
All right, guys, so this is our academic wall of fame.
This is all of our recent graduates, and we look up here, we got Willie Bohannon, who played with us, Ben Bartholomew, Zach Rogers, Rod Wilkes, Prentice Wagner.
We also got Dallas Thomas, who's playing for the Miami Dolphins, and one notable senior, Herman Lathers, who completed his senior year with a 4.0, and he definitely got after it in the weight room and definitely in the book, so congrats to Herm.
Well, everything's about people.
Hey, Joe. I wanted to introduce you to Justin Worley.
You know, people make a place, and obviously, you know, have Dr. Joe Scoggin in charge of our academic support services in the Thornton Center is a big advantage for us.
I'm Justin Worley. Nice to meet you. Yes, sir.
How's everything going this summer?
It's going well.
Dr. Scoggin is regarded as the best, not one of the best, but the best in the country in the world of academia.
There's great potential here. We've got the opportunity, the sleeping giant mentality, that we have the opportunity to create something really special.
You know, he makes our players accountable, but he's an individual who they can go talk to.
Hey, I can't tell you how excited we are to be here in Tennessee, man. We're going to do some great things. I think you have to be visible. I think you have to be approachable so the student athletes know that you're there for them as a person. Hey, if you need anything, you know where the office is. Make sure you come in and get the help that you need, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right,
Hey,
Joe. Thank you very much.
All right, be good, man.
A lot of academic success this season.
I've been extremely impressed with Coach Jones. He's in one semester here at the University of Tennessee. He took a program that had the same guys in it, had the same culture for a long time, and was able to have a performance that was truly remarkable. The highest GPA the football program has ever had at the University of Tennessee. It took him one semester to accomplish that.
Well, everything is about a body of work. Everywhere we've been, we've had the highest GPA in our conference, and it's a standard within our program. I've been known at times to even go check classes myself, but it lets our players know that, hey, you know what, it really is important to them when you have the head football coach or the assistants checking classes.
They're long work days, and we've got a lot of work to do to become that great model program. But I come back to the office every morning invigorated about what that's going to be, because I know I have this idea of what we're going to become and what's next for our program, and to be able to be a part of that and provide that leadership to folks on our staff and our athletic department, our student athletes, that's inspiring.
Joined by John Bryce of VolQuest.com, and the academic feature of this program really is something that I don't know has got enough publicity, just how much the improvement has been in the APR, which is something a lot of folks don't understand what that is. But still, Tennessee had a chance to lose some scholarships if they didn't get all this APR work in place.
Yeah, Tennessee was in a very delicate situation, and Dr. Scoggin and Butch Jones worked together extremely well. The Vols had a perfect 1,000 score on a recent semester for the APR. That was huge for Tennessee. It kept Tennessee out of that penalty zone. The Vols are now in great shape moving forward. Dr. Scoggin is someone they hired away from Missouri. His Missouri program had been among the NCAA's best from an APR standpoint, Bob. So key hire for Tennessee, both with Butch Jones and Dr. Scoggin, and they have Tennessee moving in the right direction, classroom and on the field as well.
Explain APR a little bit. It's about progress, and even if an athlete leaves, if they're in good stead when they leave here, then that doesn't count against you. If they're not, it does count against you.
There's no question, and Dr. Scoggin found some points by appeal that Tennessee needed during this process by players who had left and ultimately signed a contract, or maybe they left under dire family circumstances. Those are all things you can petition the NCAA for. And then the Vols also, if a player leaves, they're not penalized as much as long as he leaves early for a professional career and is in good academic standing, or if he leaves early and signs so much as a one-day pro contract, it's still a point back for Tennessee on the APR. And Dr. Scoggin and his staff poured over every possible file to help Tennessee get to where it is from an APR standpoint. The Vols, again, Bob, are in clear sailing from here on out.
We'll talk a little about what's ahead for Tennessee in the last week of the regular season when we come back here on the Butch Jones Show.
It's time to announce the AutoZone player of the game. Get in the zone, AutoZone. In the zone for Tennessee was A.J. Johnson. The junior from Gainesville, Georgia, had 13 tackles, 2 of them for a loss, and a fumble recovery. Congratulations to A.J. Johnson, our AutoZone player of the game. AutoZone, proud sponsor of the Vols. Parts are just part of what they do.
The Butch Jones Show is being brought to you by the Peyton Manning Collection. Over 6 hours of spine-tingling content on DVD. On sale now at participating Walgreens and Cracker Barrel Old Country stores. Or online at volnetwork.tv. By the Tennessee Fund. Don't just cheer for the volunteers. Be one. Visit TennesseeFund.org.
By the natural gas utilities and pipeline companies in Tennessee.
Natural gas.
And by TRH Health Plans. We've got you covered. Get a rate quote online at trh.com or at your local Farm Bureau office.
Back with John Bryce of VolQuest.com. John, obviously 1 game left in the regular season, no bowl game for this Tennessee team, but now this turns into a big game for Tennessee in terms of momentum for next year. You surely don't want to lose this last game to Kentucky.
No, you can't risk losing your final 2 games of the season. You've got to come out and play inspired football. These seniors still want to leave on a winning note. They'd hope to leave on a winning note in a bowl game, but they don't want their final memories in the Tennessee uniform to be back-to-back losses to Vanderbilt and Kentucky. It's been a really long time since that's happened. And I thought Daniel Hood, when I talked to him last night post-game, really set a strong standard, Bob. He talked about for the first time, he said he felt like Tennessee definitely had the right man for the job, the right coaching staff for the job, and said the locker room was 100% unified in that. Those are not words we've heard in recent years, Bob, and Hood's got as much perspective of that as anyone. He along with Marlon Walls committed to Philip Fulmer and Dan Brooks and those guys, signed with Lane Kiffin and Ed Orgeron, endured a whole lot as all those seniors did. So you feel for those guys, but you also know, given all they've been through, I do think they'll respond.
You know, finding playmakers on offense has been a question mark all season long, and now Marquez North, his status for the game against Kentucky is in doubt. That was really a big blow to Tennessee against Vanderbilt, not having North out there and that potential threat to go deep.
Well, it was a huge blow for Tennessee, Bob, because I think North could have gotten involved perhaps in the return game at some point. He could have gotten involved in the offense in other ways from just catching the football. He's also a really good blocker out on the perimeter. So when they lost North so early in the game, it took a huge chunk out of their playbook, and frankly, no one else stepped up. And you see it on the recruiting trail where the Vols are trying to get so much better in so many key spots, but the wide receiver group is really the youngest group on the field, and it's shown here down the stretch as Tennessee struggled offensively.
So again, going forward in the recruiting, playmakers are a priority.
Playmakers on both sides of the ball, Bob. They can't get enough right now. Tennessee has to get faster. It has to get more dynamic, and that's in the secondary. That's at the skill positions on offense. That's in a number of spots.
We'll look ahead to Tennessee's matchup with Kentucky when we come back next here on The Butch Jones Show.
It's time for the First Tennessee First Look, a scouting report and look ahead at the Vols' upcoming opponent. Brought to you by First Tennessee Bank, the official bank of the Vols.
The Kentucky Wildcats have had a tough season as well, and Tennessee travels to Commonwealth Stadium next Saturday night for a 7 o'clock kickoff against the Wildcats. And, John, this might be the Motivation Bowl. Which team is going to be motivated enough to show up Saturday night and play well?
Which team is motivated to show up and play well? Both teams are under first-year head coaches, and both teams are looking for some shred of positive momentum into the offseason.
And that's the one thing you surely don't want to lose this final game because it makes the offseason go really long.
Yeah, no question, Bob, and this is going to be a tough, long off-season for Tennessee regardless. Signing day, the first Wednesday of February, can't get here soon enough. The season opener next year can't get here soon enough. But in the meantime, they've got a way to close this season strong, and they can springboard into the off-season with some momentum, especially with so many young guys who are playing in key positions.
And some of these young guys have a chance to step up Saturday night and show they deserve to play next year.
Yeah, we've seen more and more from Jalen Reeves-Maben on special teams. He's close to making an impact on defense and other areas. A number of guys have a chance to step up. A number of guys need to step up. It's huge to set an example right now going into the offseason.
John, hope you and your family have a great Thanksgiving and a joyous weekend coming up.
And you as well. Congratulations on your first Thanksgiving as a granddad.
That's a good thing. Thank you, John. Thanks to all of you for being with us here. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you next Saturday night when Tennessee takes on Kentucky at Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington. See you next week on The Butch Jones Show.
This has been a presentation of the Vol Network, produced by IMG. the world's premier sports, media, and entertainment company. For more coverage of this week's game, be sure to watch the Vol Network's 2-hour game replay. Check local listings. Produced at the Huster Broadcast Center